G'day guys, Morezy here, welcome back to Morezy Plays Minecraft, episode 73, and things are a little bit different here. Where are we exactly? We're in the result of progress. So it's been quite some time since the last episode, and I have made quite a lot of progress in this world. Unfortunately, I had a few delays and things happening IRL, which has meant that I wasn't able to record. I'm attempting to get back into it now, and I thought what better way than to show you what I've been doing in the meantime. So we are actually in the main base structure at the moment. It is a giant prism, and we can have a look if we go outside. So I think last episode this was just a piece of stone stacked up for the slime farm to operate, and now we've got ourselves this awesome looking snow prism. Let's see if we can get a good look from here. Yeah, so really cool. Yeah, so this is quite a change, and as you can see, we also have created a perimeter of a circle around here, which will also be part of the base. And this bit is what we're going to use to get rid of some of the water. It's just something I wanted to try a different method, which is going to take quite a bit of resources. So I'm slowly making that work. I have got so much slime that I have managed to create dividing walls all the way around here. And that's coming from the slime farm, which is still working really well just down here. And I think actually it's full at the moment. I probably need to come down and empty it once again. So this, yes, it is full. This slime farm has been absolutely churning out the slime balls, which is great. And I don't think I'll ever need any more slime balls for a very long time. But what I do need is the new honey blocks, and I do have a beehive set up that I created on the roof of the prism. That should help for a while. Let's just put those in here. By the way, I've also been digging out this area here for resources. So there's a bunch of resources I've been getting. Trying to do a bit of grunt work while I haven't been able to record, so that we can get cracking into some stuff now that I'm going to try and do some more frequent recording. So you can just about see some of the other changes up here. I think last episode we were looking at the Iron Monastery, and that has been updated as well with the prismarine dome on top. Still working on that because the Guardian farm isn't finished yet, but this is starting to look pretty cool. I need a lot more prismarine though. I've got these awesome scaffolding blocks here, so you can see the dome is taking shape. Let's get rid of those. And that is going to look awesome when it's finished. Sad part about that is that our iron farm no longer works. So this has been patched / changed. So this whole system is basically not doing anything now. And I think just before they changed this, if I remember correctly, this had actually broken. I've managed to merge all these villages by mistake. I can't remember what I did, but I did merge them all. So I've actually only got a double chest worth of iron blocks at the moment. So hopefully that's enough to tide me over till I create a new iron farm. But until then, yeah, that is completely useless, which means, oh, there we go. Which means my awesome storage solution from last episode is also going to probably be completely empty for a long time. I'm not getting rid of it though, because I might still end up using it. So, what else did we do here? I've slowly been exporting some of these villages. So these were the guys that I made before I updated. So these have been here for a long time. Some of them have actually converted to the new villager types, but most of them are just professionalist villagers, and I've just been slowly loading them up into a bit of a collection here, so I can go through and start getting some good villagers. This guy's not too bad, so that is cool. So I've also got the Guardian farm over here, which hasn't been finished yet. I still need to clear out all the water And I have stopped this because I had some other things I wanted to do, but that is not too far away from being cleared out. Slowly started doing that. I've also got myself a Enderman farm in the end and a zombie pigman farm in the nether, and we'll go take a look at those real quick. So nether update is not far away, and we've got the extremely simple zombie pigman farm. Now it's not for XP at the moment. All I really needed was for gold. Eventually I'll rebuild it for XP, but we've just got the turtle eggs in the middle there, and obviously those guys fall down, they die, and all their drops are just collected. I was just looking for gold and for zombie flesh so I could trade it for emeralds. So that is that. And as for the other stuff, what have we got? I think this way. Is it this way? This way is the witch farm, so we've already seen that. Enderman farm is this way. I think this is the Enderman farm over here. Let's take a look at that. Yep, so there is the Enderman farm. Again, pretty basic. Nothing flash, just enough to do what I needed it to do, which is pretty much just repair all my tools. And I haven't been out here for a while, actually. So yeah, they obviously just fall down. They're one hit kill. Just hit it with the sword and repair my gear. So there's also this portal all the way out here. I just can't remember where it goes. I feel like it might go maybe to the jungle. Let's take a look. Yeah, jungle. So I had to go to the jungle to get the bamboo, which I've got. Awesome. Let's get back through here. Okay guys, well now you've had a bit of a tour of what I've been up to and you're pretty much up to speed. I don't think I've left anything out, but now it's time for me to show you my latest and greatest contraption that I've come up with. And this thing is going to allow us to do some incredibly awesome things on this world. And I don't know why I never thought of it before, but it's a new concept that I've just come up with, and it is going to change the way we play this game. I've got a trident as well. Did I mention that? Yeah. I've got two actually, so that's good. And here it is over here. It's already switched on, and you'll see it take effect in a moment. So we've got, there we go. We've got the speed buff. Now this thing is called the productivity cube, and I'll just show you how it works. So first thing we have to do is remove one of these signs. Then we take the sign and we place it and we write what we need to do. So let's say build productivity cube. Okay, now it's on the productivity cube, and with the power of that we can actually now go and complete it. Look at that. It's done. What an amazing, amazing contraption this is. All we need to do is write on it what we want to get done, and then we can get it done. It's I don't know, it's amazing. I've never seen anything like this before. So I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I think now it's just a matter of putting all the things on here that we want to get done. Well, I really believe that the productivity cube is a game changer for me, and I think if I can use its powers, it should mean that we can get a lot done in this world. I've already written a few things that it's working on at the moment, and some of these things will need to be updated once it's completed them. But we'll leave them on there for a while and see what happens. Yeah, pretty awesome little thing over there. So that is really good. I might make some nice steps or something up to it as well, just to give it a bit of a nicer look. So we're up here at the top. This is the honey farm that I've got. As you can see, a bunch of these hives are actually full, but it's not harvesting them, and I'm not sure why. It must be some update issue here. Yeah, because when the redstone line is powered up to here, it should harvest. So I don't know why it hasn't been. Anyway, one of the things that the productivity cube has on it, that it's hopefully working on soon, there we go, is to expand this honey farm, because yeah, we do need to get some more honey so that we can start filling in this bit down here. So with this, I want to go all the way out to this side. I'm going to need more, actually I'm going to need more slime blocks to fill in this quarter. That way I can actually just work on a quarter at a time. But yeah, I think what we might do now is try and work on expanding this honey farm just a little bit so we get a little bit more honey out of it. And that would be good. So I worked out what was happening with the honey farm, and you guys probably knew straight away, but for some reason I didn't see it. We ran out of bottles. So because we didn't have enough bottles, this kept happening, where the honey bottle, when it was harvested, popped up into here. And then each time this redstone became lit up to here, there was a chance it would shoot the honey bottle instead of an empty bottle. If it shot the honey bottle, then the honey bottle would shoot out and get collected, but it wouldn't update this and it wouldn't harvest the hive, so it would be constantly stuck, just sitting here waiting to be harvested. And because it wasn't updating, it wasn't using the bottle. So actually I was probably losing honey because it wasn't harvesting in time. So yeah, that was pretty straightforward. I don't know why I didn't see it. I have built this other side, however, after I worked that out, I decided I probably want to try something a little bit different for the honey farm. It's not going to be as efficient at detecting when it's ready to harvest, but it's just a different way of doing it that I just want to try and see how it works, because I actually spent ages trying to get enough bottles to fill up all of these dispensers, and it's still not full. I spent heaps of time at the witch farm. I traded heaps of emeralds for glass. I dug sand and made glass bottles, and I still don't have enough. And now that I've doubled the size, I'm going to need a lot more glass bottles. So really, unless I take the honey and drink it, there's no real reason why I need to have all the glass bottles all full all the time, because most of those glass bottles won't ever actually be used. By the time this fills up, we'll be okay. So anyway, we're going to make some changes here. You can see I've actually already gotten rid of all the hives, and that is because we're going to move them. So I think we might... I don't reckon we need to really move this. It's fine up here at the moment. Eventually I want to put it in the spawn chunks, I think, but it's fine up here at the moment. Let's start. So I ended up disassembling most of the farm anyway, and I thought, well, why bother waiting? Why not just move it now? Because once the honey farm is in the spawn chunks, it's going to be constantly creating honey for me, and I'm sure I'm going to need more honey as we go. So this is where I'm going to do the new design though, and I'll show you what it will look like. It'll be pretty cool. At the moment I'm just laying out all the flowers, and then we're going to get to building it. So I'm going to do that, and then at the end I'll show you how it works. Alright, so this is the finished product. We could call it Bee Farm B, or the bee bunker. Kind of looks like a bunker. It's kind of cool. So yeah, we've got heaps of bees, lots of new hives in there. We've got 20 per side, so 20 hives per side. And this is the design I was envisaging. I still haven't tested it really. I've just tested like a simulation to see how it would go. So hopefully this works out okay. But we've got 3 stacks of bottles in each of these dispensers. And that just tells me I only had 1/3 of as many bottles as I needed to use the other system. Because yeah, the troubles we were having before with empty space. This farm, it doesn't matter if there's empty space here or not. So I don't need to go get any more bottles. I'll have more than enough bottles. There's 55 in there. That should be 64. I've got 3 in every single dispenser except for this one and the one that just had 55 in it for some random reason. I still need to get some more bees going, so I will be breeding some bees with the poppies. But that is sort of it. So we've got a few things we need to do. First off, I'll show you around the back here. So we've got our access, bee access, and maybe I can just get a couple of these guys. Well, no one wants to eat the flower. Eat the flower. There's one. There we go. So yeah, we've got access around the back. So if we have to get in and do any maintenance or whatnot, we should be okay, but just in case. And then we have... Oi! He nearly got out. Then we have the item filter in the back here. So the item filter has honey bottles and some cobblestone walls, and this is where all the honey bottles will collect. We've got a hopper minecart around here, which I have turned off at the moment. The hopper minecart's got a honey bottle and a different item filter. So the way this will work is, this will just do constant loops all the way around, and I will actually hook this daylight sensor up so it only goes at the daytime. But what will happen is it'll go underneath, and you can just see there's some droppers here. And what will happen is it'll go underneath and collect anything that's in the dropper. Well, it won't collect anything, it'll only collect honey bottles, right? So if there's any honey bottles in there, it will collect them. If there isn't, it will keep going. It'll come around the front here and around to the top and run over all of these activator rails. Are these activator rails? What are these called? Detector rails. So it'll go across all these detector rails, and these ones will actually power the dispensers. Now the dispensers will shoot a bottle into the hive, and if there is honey in the hive, then it will shoot a honey bottle into the hopper. The hopper will then feed into the dropper, and then as this gets powered, the dropper will shoot into here. Now this is obviously happening all the time, so sometimes there won't be any honey. There won't be any honey to harvest. And what happens there is, when this shoots an empty bottle, the hopper will pick up an empty bottle, put it into the dropper, and because we've got a filter onto this minecart, where it will only accept honey bottles, as it drives over this, it will shoot the bottle back up into the dispenser again, and it will just repeat basically. So that should allow us to basically recycle these bottles. Every time it gets used, it'll just keep recycling, except if it's honey, then it will be harvested, and then we just collect it from the back here. So another cool thing is so that I don't mess up my item filter, because if this is sucking out honey bottles, we want this to stay exactly as it is. We don't want that honey bottle to disappear. So what will actually happen is, as the minecart comes around, it goes over this hopper here, which pulls out the first item, puts it into the dropper, and as it drives over the dropper, it won't pick it up going this way. So what will happen is it'll take the honey bottle out, and it'll just be the cobblestone slabs. It'll get to here, and it'll go, well, there's no honey, send it back. Then, as it goes over the dropper this way, the honey bottle will shoot back into the minecart, so it's got the filter intact again, and it can keep going across. Hopefully that makes sense. But what we'll do is I'll just sleep away the night here, and then we'll give it a go and see if it works. I've only got one concern, is that if these two guys are powered at the same time, what they're going to do. So anyway, we'll check it out. I'll just go sleep away the night here. Okay, so here we go. Let's give this a test. So hopefully this works. What should happen is we should end up with roughly probably 30 bottles of honey in here after this first run. And we should end up with no glass bottles, no cobble walls, and no cobble slabs. But let's see if it works. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's going down. Harvesting all the honey. Doing the same for the other side. Now when it gets up here, let's see if I can grab this. So it'll go over the top of the dropper hopper. Yep, no honey. Now the honey goes back in. Now it collects all the honey that came out. Okay. Let's see how many bottles we've got. 5. Okay, 5's good. It's okay. And then it'll come back. Now it'll take the first bottle of honey out. And it should stop here. Wait, something happened. Oh, I didn't have enough honey bottles in here, I think. So probably needs to do a couple of loops so that it has enough, because this actually still won't trigger the comparator just yet. So this one will probably go up to 3, and then it'll go up to 4, and then we should be good. Okay, so something's not right, and I'm not really sure what it is. I just want to see if this is the reason or not. My suspicion is that the detector rail is powering, or was powering, this repeater and locking it off. That was my suspicion. So let's try. And the reason why I couldn't put this in the corner here was because it's going to have a detector rail on top. They can't go around corners. Is that going to want to... It's probably going to want to change the direction of this rail as well when it gets triggered, isn't it? Now, if I'm correct, this time it should stop. You see that actually, it does work. Oh, I've got it connected up to this power up here. That's why that stopped. Okay, so we do have honey in here. Let's see what happens now when it comes around. Okay, so it's going across the top. See this empty bottle? That'll get shot up into the top. No, it still didn't work. Okay, this time we're good. This time we're good. Okay, so it'll come back around. Here we go. Don't worry, zombie, I'm testing things. Okay, should stop. Yes. There we go, unloading. Oh, I got stuck. So, it appears as though the issue was here. Didn't like going up the slope. Don't know why, just didn't like going up the slope. So, I can change all this back now. Okay, here we go. I've changed it all back. Let's see if it stops. Yes. Awesome. Honey bottles. And it goes back on its merry way. So that seems to be working now, which is awesome. Let's see how many of these guys are. Now, let's see. So this one here, you can see it's got honey in it. Let's see if it gets harvested on the way back. And if it doesn't, I suspect there is some honey in that one. No, it got harvested. That's okay. Let's have a look up here. See, there is a honey bottle in here. There's probably a few with honey bottles in it. But the cool thing is, this will just keep going around and round until the honey bottles get spat out. and eventually they'll all be collected. And if they don't get collected, they're still in here, like they haven't disappeared, you know? And actually, with 3 of these slots with regular bottles, if 6 end up with honey bottles, then there's more of a chance the honey will get spat out the more often they're in here. Hopefully that makes sense. We can check on this later. It should run on its own for a while now. And then all we have to do is just keep an eye on how many bottles are in here, and eventually we'll fill these back up again. Probably use a hopper minecart along the top to fill them up. But yeah, I don't think there's too much issue at the moment. Maybe this one is the only one that I have to worry about. It's only got 23. But that should be okay. Yeah, so there we go. New honey farm. Awesome. And that should just take care of itself. I won't have to check on it for a while at least. Yeah, so this is working pretty good. There's only one thing I could do to improve it. So if we check this one, there's a honey bottle. It has been in here for... it just got harvested. That's alright. So yeah, you can see it gets harvested. The only thing we could do is, because this goes in a one-way fashion, it goes to the end here, turns around and goes back, there is a chance that when there is a honey bottle in the droppers underneath these guys, there's a honey bottle there, right? So there's a honey bottle in that one. When the minecart goes across, it'll pop it back into here. The reason why is because it's doing them... Yeah, there you go. It's doing them out of sync. If it was one way only and didn't have a return, that wouldn't happen, because by the time the honey bottle went in there, it would be collected underneath, because it does this first and then this second. But because it's coming back from a loop, it does this first and this second, which puts the honey bottle back up into here. But as you saw before, it doesn't take long and this gets spat back out again. And if it's in the right sequence, then it just gets picked up anyway. So I don't think it's an issue. Like I said, they're not like they're getting lost or anything. They're all being held and kept. There's another one there. So that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. But if I did want to fix that, all I have to do is make it so the minecart only goes one way. Which is easy enough, because I could just make it come off here, and then go back onto here, so it only goes one way. But yeah, let's take a look at what we've actually got out of this thing. Yeah, it's working really well. So these were the first couple that I started with. But yeah, it's working exactly how I expected it to, which is awesome. And I don't think we've got any issues with bottles at the moment either. They're all pretty good. So I've got, what, nearly 3 double chests. No, not 3 double chests. Probably 4 chests of glass bottles. So at worst, if this here is completely full, we'd still be okay, because these only stack up to 16. So it would be fine. We could wait till this is completely full before we have to worry about filling up the bottles at the top. So yeah, very happy with how that came out actually. It was just a little idea that I had, and I'm very happy with it. Okay, well, it's time to chalk another one up to the productivity cube. It did its job once again. Expand honey farm. Awesome. Completed. Good job, productivity cube. So yeah, this thing works really well. Alright guys, well I think that'll about do for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you all for sticking around, and hopefully you like what I've been doing with the place while I've been gone. Next episode I'm thinking we might do something up here, and also hopefully I'll have enough honey to finish off that bit down there and give that a good old test. So I've filled it in a little bit more. We basically just need honey, and I think I've got enough over there to probably finish this. So maybe next episode we'll see how this works and try and get this clearing machine working. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.